Mission 2, Operation Revenge, Soviets. May 11th, 1988, take command of the USSR forces at Petropavlovsk to conduct a retaliatory strike on U.S. forces in the Pacific. Yesterday, an overly aggressive USSR commander attacked and seized USNS Cape Guardu in the Barents Sea, killing U.S. crewmen in the process. NATO responded immediately with force targeting and sinking USSR warships using 2 Norwegian submarines operating in the area. While concerns grow over rising hostilities and the threat of nuclear war, USSR men and ships lay at the bottom of the ocean and their deaths cannot go unanswered. The Kremlin has ordered you to locate a U.S. task force en route from Attu Island to Japan and sink it. Well, I hate doing this. I hate doing this to my American crews. My poor American soldiers. Alright, let's get started. Yesterday, United States spy ship was aggressively patrolling our territorial waters, attempting to monitor our operations. We had dispatched a surface action group to shadow the Americans to ensure they did not interfere. During the course of protecting our interests, when the Americans failed to leave our territorial waters, an overly aggressive commander seized UNS Cape Guardu, and U.S. crewmen were killed along with our Soviet comrades. NATO submarines operating in the area hastily responded, sinking our warships and killing our comrades. While there are concerns about escalation and potentials for nuclear war, USSR men and ships lay at the bottom of the oceans, and their deaths cannot go unanswered. The Kremlin has ordered you to locate a U.S. task force en route from Attu Island to Japan and sink it. Okay, so we're operating very close here. Task Force Vostok. Mission: locate the U.S. Task Force, target and neutralize the U.S. Task Force. Execution: MCON policy at your discretion. MCON is the emissions control, or MCON. That is the order to secure the radar, which is what I described last episode as essentially standing in the middle of a field and you looking out in that field with a flashlight. You can see that flashlight. So the enemy forces is the task force, a Leahy, a Spruance, a Belknap, and Oliver Hazard. I'm going to be honest, the scariest thing here is going to be that Leahy. The Spruance, the Belknap, those two are going to be, like I described yesterday, or, well, not yesterday, but as I described earlier, there is the high-low mix. You put high rate assets in with lower rate assets. The Perry frigate is a lower rate asset. The Spruance and the Belknaps are lower rate assets. That Leahy, that's a high rate right there. That's a good vessel. I'm gonna go ahead and classify. Okay, so the Oliver Hazard Perry, it's a good ship all in all. And I really do like it, but I think it's less scary. But it is the most modern ship of the fleet there, to be honest. The Spruance and the Belknap and the Leahy, those are all mid-60s ships, to be honest. Friendly forces: Task Force Vostok, the Stoichi, the Ostermanet, Osmatreitnelli, the Slava Admiral Izichenkov, Air Forces, a Tu-95 RT reconnaissance flight, 2 Tu-22 M2 bombers, and a submarine. Alright, anticipate U.S. task force is operating on a southerly course, so operating straight towards Japan. Anticipate catching U.S. forces unawares. Do not expect enemy air coverage. Okay. So we're going to go ahead, since we're getting these guys on, as a sort of almost surprise attack. Oh, this is an Echo 2. Ooh. Since we're getting these guys on the surprise, we're going to go ahead I'm going to order my fleet MCON. Secure the active sonar, secure the active search, secure it all. No radars today. I'm also going to go ahead and reorganize my formation here. I'm going to go ahead, formation order, I want to set you, the Slava, as the formation leader. And then formation, edit that formation. I want the Stoichi. Okay, so it already, okay, good. That's all good, that's all good. K175. Unit reference. You have the P-35 Progress, Shattuck, SSN-3 Shattuck. So you have a range of max velocity of 870 kilometers a second. 870 kilometers a second. What I'm going to go ahead and do is calculate a range at which I can fire all of my weapons at once so that I can overwhelm the enemy air defenses, greatly increasing the chance that all my missiles strike. Friendly air from Kamchatka Air Base is scrambling to get airborne now. The recon are overhead already, and the bombers behind them. The task force is superior in strength. Utilize task force Vladstock and air assets to neutralize the enemy threat. At least one of your ships must survive. I get 8 P500 assault. What? That's not what I think it is. That is not a P35. That's a P500. So that's a sandbox. Okay, so it's the same weapon as the Slava. The Slava also uses a sandbox. So go ahead and order all stop. That's what I'm doing real quick. Oh, because it's the P500. Okay. So this is an Echo 2, but it's a very specific variant. It has the P500 rather than the P35. Okay, interesting. Echo 2 is an improved version of the Echo 1. Because the SSN-3 requires mid-course guidance update throughout the entire flight envelope, the launching boat has to stay exposed on the surface, making them vulnerable targets. The large cutouts behind the launchers also make the boats exceptionally noisy. It's referring to this here. 10 of the 29 ships were upgraded in the 1970s, early 80s with new Basalt missiles, the 500, the P500, with K428 675MU. We're dealing with K175. Being armed with the earlier P350 and the original sonar, while 9 others are P500 with the new MGK 400 Rubicon sonar set. The Rubicon, that's on the Tango, which is a variant of the sonar set used by the Victor 3, which is on par with modern United States tech. Very interesting. Where's that recon flight at? That's what I'm curious about. Where's that TU 500 or TU 95? Okay, so the fleet's getting into. Oh, there we are. MCON. Air search, radar search. Okay. Well, they're gonna know we're here now. So I'm gonna go ahead and order you to go there at max speed, at max height. I'm not getting shot down. Not today. While we're doing that and getting into position, you don't have a towed array. I know someone has a towed array. Was it the Slava? Maybe it was. There she is, deployed. Don't do active though. Well, wait, let me see here. Oh, it's bad. Okay, do active sonar on that. Ahead 2/3. Flight deck. Toggle aircraft. Launch. Flight deck. Toggle flight window. Launch. P100 musket. It's okay, I guess. It's not interesting. Nothing to laugh at. So, okay, there's the car. There's the car. You are a Kreshta 2. You have the metal ASW weapon. Okay. The SSN-14 Alpha Silex metal is a Soviet anti-submarine standoff weapon. Yep. Okay. Oh yeah, flight deck. What do you get? Just a Ka 25 KTS? Oh, okay. Interesting. I'm going to use these guys as my radar sets instead of having my shipborne radar active. Just have the helicopters active. There's the fire control radar. I think that's also a fire control radar right here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Make your altitude 2,000. 2,000 feet, I guess. MCON. Surface search on. Surface search on. Go ahead, check out that radar echo large. See what that's up about. Who's detecting this information? The Ka. I thought we were. Oh, ESM. Okay. So the Ka's got it on radar. We've got it on ESM. Okay. Interesting. We get torpedoes, active sonar. Okay, passive sonar. Let's go ahead. Nah, we don't have submarines. No submarines today. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff over there. Belknap. Here she is. This is the Belknap. Within a decade of entering service, the Belknap went under a major modernization that replaced a large number of its systems and reworked weapons fit. The radar was updated to a much more capable AN-SPS-48, and the ship received AN-SLQ-32 electronic warfare system. The Mark 10 launcher was again upgrading, enabling it to launch the standard SM-2 missile, and the ship received a Sea-Wiz and 8 harpoon tubes forward of the stern of the vessel, which replaced a 3-inch gun mount, providing an all-around punch, enabling Belknap to serve on to the 1970s and 80s effective complement to newer warships like the Ticonderoga class cruiser. The RIM 67 Bravo, Standard Missile 2, Extended Range Block 1. That's a anti-sub rocket. The Harpoon. The Mod 2 for the warships. Okay. Phalanx. Okay. There's the Harpoon launcher right there. So it's got 8 harpoons. Yeah, just 8. Those are hostile. Those are hostile. Let's see here. Can I get any closer? Can I get them besides on just radar? Can I get them on ESM, please? Oh! Okay, it's just a merchant. Okay, cool. Moving on now. Oh, bombers. Flight Raketa. Let's see here. What do we got? Kitchens? 2,650 KTS. Okay. Flies high altitude, high profile, supersonic terminal dive. Okay, so we need. Okay, just continue on course, on station, continue as normal. Nope. I had something there. I still got the screw ants. And the Belknap. Screw ants destroyer. Developed for the USN as a modern anti-sub warfare, the Screw ants is one of the most important platforms in the USN. 31 of these vessels provide modern weapons, combat systems, helicopters on the US's deployment globally. Okay. So this is a companion to the Belknap, which is what I was telling you guys about. These two vessels are the same ship, believe it or not. It's got the same weapon systems. It's got the RIM 7M Sea Sparrow, the RGM 84 Alpha Harpoon, the ASROC, the Mark 46 Mark II. Well, okay, so the only difference is the RIM 7 standard missile is instead a Sea Sparrow, which is a shorter range air defense system. System primarily intended to provide self-defense. The M variant has an inverse monopole seeker. This is the M, so this is the modernized. Oh, it's only up to 10,000, not 10 nautical miles. Interesting. I wonder where the lady is, or the other guy. There's a lady, a Screw Ants, Belknap, and Oliver Hazard Perry. Oh, there she is. There's something. Hostile. Information. It could be a Perry, it could be a lady, it could be anything. Oh, we got all 4 ships now. Oh, we got an airliner, visual. Okay. This is what I'm going to go ahead and do, is calculate how long it takes for every weapon system to arrive to its designated position. 1,000. See here, so are we even in range yet? Not yet. Not even in minimum range, so yeah, we're almost in range. Two times as far as Group A and B. We're all rivals, you can see. On the side. Okay, so 2.7 really. Let's see here. That means that A and B should be about the same distance. So that's about 148. You're about 105. Whoa. Firstly, what I'm going to do is all stop. And then what I'm going to order you to do is go ahead and just surface to boat. Oh. Raise the radar mast, raise periscope. Alright, but this is really why I love the Echo. Look at that radar mast come out. Hidden right there beside the sail. So beautiful. The minimum range of Group C here is 296. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and guess. So I know that this goes 1, 3, 2, 8. Calculator. So I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna estimate the minimum amount of time it would take to travel is about 110. So 1328 multiply by so it's kilometers per second. So how many seconds in a minute? How many minutes? Wait, what's the formula again? Hold up. There's a formula for this. So distance, nautical miles, equals speed times time times. But that's what I'm trying to figure out is time. Since 1 knot is equal to 1 nautical mile per hour, calculation. Okay, so 10 knots is 30 nautical miles. Okay, so it's 1,328 knots a second. Divide that by just 110. Not 112. Should be 11.8 seconds for minutes. $159, $160. Okay, so now it's going to be 1328 divided by 160 is 8.3. 8.3 8.3 and 11.85, and then finally, are you even in range yet? You're not even in range yet. Go ahead, go to max. Okay, there we go. Later. Okay, so this one's range is 282 point, so about 280. So now I'm going to take 2650, divide that by 280. 9.46. So that's 9 seconds. So 11. Stopwatch. This is 3-second delay. Oh. Stopwatch. And then 11 minus 9 is 2 seconds. So 3 and then a 2-second delay. So salvo of 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm going to start the timer as soon as the last missile launches from the tubes. Well, actually, it probably should be the first missile. 3. Stop. Because it's already been too long. No. Ceasefire. 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 7. 6. 4, 2, 0. 4, 8, 12, 16. 4, 8, 12, 16. Fall leader, individual. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Alright. We're on. There goes the final missile. What a sight. They don't know they were done. They'll know soon. Oh, dang. All the missiles are going after the same target. The interesting thing about these P-500 missiles is that they're able to sort themselves out and they designate targets for themselves. They're smart missiles. Oh boy, they're already doing things. Oh, there they go. Yep, see, they've already divided themselves up among targets. Oh, I messed up the calculations real bad on this one, didn't I? Oop, one was spoofed. One of the attacking missiles was spoofed, but nothing to worry about. Okay. Now they're getting... Oh, no, attacking. Okay, so defending. Okay, so only one's been destroyed so far. 2. We've lost 2. We've hit something. Oh. Oh, okay. Mission complete. Dang. The rest of these missiles didn't even get to come in. Horn, Belknap, destroyed. Reeves, Leahy, destroyed. George Phillip, FFG-12, Short Hull, Oliver Hazard Perry, destroyed. Lestwich, Spruance, destroyed. Dang. didn't get to do the thing. Soviets respond in kind. May 15th, 1988. Imperialist aggression by the United States does not go unanswered. Imperialist aggression. Today, the world bears witness to the treacherous and unprovoked assault of the imperialist powers against the peace-loving people of the Soviet Union and the Socialist allies. In the early hours of the morning, NATO forces launched a series of aggressive military actions against the naval forces of the Warsaw Pact, violating international law and revealing their true warmongering nature. Despite decades of Soviet efforts to preserve peace and stability by the imperialist bloc, and driven by the insatiable greed and fear of socialist progress, has chosen the path of war. Under guise of so-called scientific data gathering, NATO forces have engaged in blatant provocations along the northern coast. Military vessels adorned with the insignia of American and British aggressors have violated socialist waters and attacked our impressive rocket forces. The General Secretary, in an emergency session of the Politburo, condemned the imperialist actions, declaring the people will not waver in the defense of their homeland. Quote, the enemy has revealed its hand, but they will soon learn the Soviet Union and its socialist allies will never be broken. Our military comrades will ensure our victory. End quote. Just a lot of stuff. Situations in the North Atlantic. May 16th, 1988. With the USSR attempting to break their submarines out in the Atlantic, NATO moves to hold them in the north of the Guick Gap. This is the Guick Gap. What do we have? A U.S. Maritime Patrol, U.S. SAG, U.S. Maritime Patrol Asset, Royal Navy Towed Array Patrol. Soviet forces. Mind the gap.